Have you ever had everything you ever dreamed of only to realize that it all feels like nothing? The riches, the fame, the perfect life. It should have been enough, right? But for John it wasn't. He had it all, yet he felt an emptiness that nothing could fill. Success was supposed to be the answer, but all it brought him was loneliness. The truth is, true wealth isn't about what you have. It's about what you've yet to find, what you've yet to discover. And for John, this discovery would begin in the most unexpected place. A humble village, far from the riches he once believed defined him. One afternoon, as John stared out at the village below, a knock came at his door. An old man stood there, dressed simply, his face weathered by time, yet his eyes were filled with something deeper, something wise. The old man looked at John with a calm smile and said, "I've heard you are the wealthiest man in this village, but wealth is not always what it seems, is it?" John frowned. What did this old man know about wealth? "I have everything," John replied, "more than anyone could dream of." The old man nodded slowly and then said, "I once knew a man who thought the same. He had mountains of gold, but he died alone and no one remembered his name." The wanderer didn't ask for money, nor did he want gold or jewels. Instead, he offered something far more valuable, a journey. "True wealth," he said, "isn't found in things. It's found in life itself. I want to show you the wealth you've been missing." He handed John a map, one that promised endless riches, more than John had ever seen. "If you want to see this true wealth," the wanderer said, "you must give up your finest possession, your most prized jewel." John hesitated. His most prized possession was a ruby, worth more than anything he had. But the thought of endless riches overpowered his hesitation. His greed won. With a sense of excitement, he handed over the ruby to the wanderer and took the map. "We leave tomorrow," the old man said. John was eager to see what awaited him. Little did he know, this journey would change his life forever. The journey was nothing like John had imagined. Days passed as they walked through forests, crossed rivers, and climbed hills. John, used to comfort, complained constantly. The road was too dusty. The sun was too hot. His feet ached from the long walk. He asked, "Why not hire a carriage?" But the wanderer only smiled and replied, "This journey must be walked on foot." John's body grew tired, and his fine clothes were no match for the harsh road. As they passed through villages, he noticed the simple way people lived. Families with little material wealth seemed happy, sharing meals and laughter. John couldn't understand it. How could they be so content with so little? One day they were invited to share a meal with a family in one of the villages. The food was humble, bread and soup, but the warmth in the room was something John had never felt before. The father of the family, looking at John, said, "We have each other, and that is enough." John was taken aback. "How can you be so happy with so little?" he asked. The father smiled and said, "We have today and we have each other. What else do we need?" After weeks of traveling, John and the wanderer arrived at a hidden cave in the mountains. John, still expecting treasures beyond his wildest dreams, walked into the cave. But there was no gold, no jewels, only a simple mirror standing in the center of the cave. John stepped closer to the mirror, his heart racing. "This is it?" he asked, confused. "Look into it," the wanderer said gently. As John gazed into the reflection, he saw not the wealthy, powerful man he once was, but a faded, tired version of himself. The man in the mirror seemed empty, his face lost in sorrow. The reflection wasn't the man who had everything, it was a man who had nothing. "This is who you were," the wanderer said. "A man who filled his life with things, but forgot to fill his heart." The old man's voice softened as he spoke again. "I was once a king. I had palaces, armies, treasures beyond counting. But one night I lost everything, my throne, my family, my wealth. I wandered for years, broken and lost. But as time passed, I began to see what truly matters. What you own can be lost, but what you experience stays with you forever." John stood still, his mind racing. He realized that in his quest for material wealth, he had missed the true treasure of life, experiences, moments that filled his soul. The wanderer's words echoed in his mind, "Material things decay, but experiences, they stay with you forever." When John returned to his village, he no longer sought wealth in the treasures he once hoarded. He sold the things he didn't need and spent the rest of his days traveling, meeting new people, and living the life he had never known. His wealth didn't come from possessions. It came from the experiences he had, the people he met, and the lessons he learned along the way. One day an old woman asked him, "Are you rich?" John smiled, "I have nothing in my pockets, but I am the richest man alive." She was puzzled. "How?" He replied simply, Because I have lived. I've seen the world. I have felt its joys and sorrows. That is true wealth. Sometimes we are like John. We chase after material things believing they'll make us happy. But true wealth isn't what we hold in our hands, it's what we hold in our hearts. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more life-changing tales. And remember, true wealth comes not from what you own, but from what you live.